Learn more about Army careers in science, technology, engineering, and math at goarmy.com. More than 150 soldier possibilities ready and waiting. We're here at Esports Stadium, Arlington. This is the U.S. Army Presents Reload Collegiate CSGO Invitational. I'm Corey Dunn. I'm joined here with Jonathan O. We're heading into our second best of one in the upper bracket round one. We saw a really good matchup just now. UTD came out pretty strong. We also saw some pretty good light coming from FGCU, so we'll see how well they play in the loser bracket. I talked with them for a little bit as well after the matchup. One of the beauties as well is being able to talk to all the different players as we kind of go through. Even though we're in this online environment, we can still hop into the Discord. So if you want to as well, you can head over to discord.gg/esportsstadium. Of course, you can follow all of the action at brackets.esportstadium.gg as well. So lots of different ways to stay connected with us throughout this entire tournament. And of course, we're building relationships with all of these players. I've learned a lot about them. We'll be talking to some of them. We talked to Rascal for a little bit. I think that was yesterday. We talked to Rascal for a little bit yesterday, and he talked about he's going to school for animation, and right now he feels a little gypped because he's not able to actually go to the studio. And of course, for us, I was extending. I was like, hey. We've got graphic designers. We've got creative. We've got different abilities, and so we want to be able to continue to extend outside of our bounds because for ourselves, esports we're not pro players, but we do offer a lot of other different types of experiences at esports, just like the U.S. Army does as well. That takes us into our second matchup. As I mentioned before, we've got Kansas State. They'll be facing off against UTA, which is just down the road here as we take a look at the schedule of where we came from and where we're going. So UTD just beat FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast University, 16-9. They're on overpass. Then we've got Kansas State versus UTA. That's happening right now. Then after that, we'll kind of wrap up who's going to be the first one to go into the advance to the playoffs. That is going to be the winners of both of these matchups. And currently right now in the waiting is UTD. As you can see, there's just updates live for you right on the screen. So that will be coming up here shortly enough as well. FGCU is in the waiting right now for the first best of three. That will happen here just again after these next two matchups. Then on the other side, we've got the final matchup of the day, which will be the loser of upper round 2 and then the winner of loser round 1. We'll find out those later on in the day. But let's go ahead and introduce our teams. Kicking things off, you've got Kansas State. And so starting off for Kansas State, you've got Knack, you've got Deviled, you've got Mild, you got Pure Penguins, and you've got Rob. Some very tough names to call out. Of course, Pure Penguins is wearing I guess he's got two penguins there, a penguin hat and a oh, goodness. So, yeah, that's Kansas State, and we'll learn a lot more about Kansas State. I talked to him briefly before this game. They're a good group of people.
That is a team of great hair.
Yeah, sad day. Never mind. Anyway, so UT Arlington, so UTA Esports, we've got Nice Kai, we've got Cram, we've got Sub-Zero Fiend. He allowed us to call him Sub if we wanted to, so Sub-Zero Fiend. And X-Cobit as well coming in here, and then we've got Vader. Of course, we've seen a few of these players have actually came to our facility as well.
How awesome is that we get to see Vader on May 4th, right?
Hey, good touch.
Look at that.
Yeah, that coincidence.
Look at that. So I also looked it up, Corey. UT Arlington, we keep saying is down the road. It is 2.4 miles from where we are. So that is just down the road.
Yep.
I just want to give people some perspective of how close exactly we are, because down the road could be like the difference between a few miles and 5 miles. So if we hopped in the car, we could drive there and back before this match even reached halftime for some perspective of that is how close we are. And there is the lineup. Not as quite as impressive hair, but they've got Vader on the day of his strongest.
Well, let's hurry up and apologize, John. I mean, these are good points. I want to make sure that we see the pick bands before we go into the matchup, because it looks like we're about to be kicking off here shortly. So we've got Vertigo was banned. We've got Train and Nuke, and then we've got Dust 2 that was banned from Kansas Overpass, as well as Inferno here, which then leaves us with our final match, which is going to be on Mirage. So Vertigo, Train, and Nuke, again, were the ones that were banned by UTA, which of course kind of makes sense. That's going to bring us into the game. Looks like we're already getting started here as well, so we can jump right into it. So Kansas State kicking things off. They'll be on the terrorist side, as it looks like they're finding their way here. Sub-Zero Fiend seeing if he can find his keyboard and mouse. There he is. All right, so now a quick little B-rush that's already coming your way as we see things. Vader and his teammate will be able to hold down the B-bomb site. That's going to start things off. Pure Penguins picks up one. Knack is going to be there as well. Ex-Kobit has been quickly trading with this. That's his second one of the round. And so now Sub-Zero Fiend and Ex-Kobit are here inside of Market trying to retake this bomb site. They know exactly where they're at, not having to be concerned about pit or sorry, apartments or catwalk. And Ex-Kobit will fall along with his teammate 1-0, a very quick round coming in here for Kansas State.
And another teammate.
Hey.
Look at that. So we have seen already 2 on the board. It's the first time we saw that today. We've seen it twice now. Kansas State, as you mentioned, getting the first on the board. They are investing fully. Now we see the rifles come into play. 2 AKs, a Galil, 2 MAC-10s. Making their way towards mid. Dropping the bomb now. So you can see they go pretty quickly towards mid. As Miles found himself pretty far forward, even jumping into the fire. And he wants to take this A site. Checking jungle, and there's actually no one there yet. Peeking out, jumping sandwich, and it seems like they're now wrapping round towards where they would normally come out from that A site. Is UTA found themselves pretty far forward on that site, but that's a nice pick from Vader. He's able to take down one as they're now in the retake situation. This should be all they wrote, as Vader's the last one alive, and there he goes. Pure Penguin finding some nice shots with a 4K in that round and sits on top of 5. Second round on the board here from Kansas State, and once again, Corey, we're seeing very fast gameplay. I think the first round, that's to be expected, given that it is just pistols. But in the second round, sometimes we've seen teams take it slower. We've seen kind of varied results, but Kansas State just deciding to take it home, run their way all the way through connector, and just try to keep up that tempo, as once again, they're starting to make their way pretty quickly over to that B side.
Yeah. There's no defaults that we've seen yet from Kansas State. Of course, we haven't got to our real first gun round, but they don't know that. Well, I guess of course they do, because they only have MAC-10s and a couple Galils here for this team. All right, so now here comes the execute again. This time, Vader has a weapon that has a little bit few more bullets and shoots in more rapid succession, but it's not going to be enough. They both fall. Now, Nice Kai, who is inside of Market. Oh, goodness. There's just a sliver between the window where they're shooting at one another, and Nice Kai falls. Here's Sub-Zero, and there's another one. Ex-Kobit inside of Market, and guess what? They decide to go towards the other bomb site. I love it. It is going to be a long time. They've got a lot of time to play with, and Knack is going to get himself a different position and seeing if he can pick up him a 4K, as Pure Penguins picked up a 4K this previous round. And Ex-Kobit knows how detrimental that window can be. He decides not to go in. So he'll continue to creep up. He does not have a kit.
Looks like he wants to try it, though. So Ex-Kobit, he's going to run forward, and ooh. Let's go Rob, as he gets the last kill in that round. 3 on the board for Kansas State. That's going to spell out pistols on the side of UTA. Once again, we're seeing some pretty fast play here from Kansas State. They walked that time. They got to the B bomb site and they said, psych, we want to go A. And so that, you know, we've seen a lot of rotation on overpass, and we haven't necessarily seen a lot of crazy play onto Mirage. And as we see the catwalks being smoked off, and we saw this a lot previously. I believe it was Yukon. But regardless, whoever it was, that we saw a team having lots of success on those time after time B hits with those smokes. And as you've always mentioned, like we saw on Nuke, once you just set your set strategy, it allows you to then play around. It allows you to build off that. As Pure Penguins finding himself in a super far forward position, the op in the hands of Vader, and Knack able to find one pick. He's going to jump right out through Market. He's going to find one into Vader. That's going to open up the site. Nice Kai not able to find the pickup, and Pure Penguin once again looking to close out this round by himself. He's got 2 on the board, and Ex-Kobit's finding himself on 16 HP and all of it to do. It's a nice shot, but it wasn't nice enough. As we see Devils shooting bodies, and Reds picks up the 4th round of the board for Kansas State.
Yeah, these they're playing this pretty well. Have really good control of this game at this point in time. Now, we'll see our first real gun round coming at it from both teams. Of course, Kansas State's won every round so far. regardless of what weaponry coming from UTA. This time, though, UTA does have inventory to play with. And here comes the smokes, and they're coming over the top. They've smoked off stairs. And Knack finds one in jungle, and they're going to go ahead and pressure right through. There's one player that is on top of the stairs. He's been challenging. That's X-Cobit. And he sprays and prays, and oh my goodness, even Vader had fallen. Nice guy through the smoke finds Knack. And now they're going to go ahead and hightail it out of there and save these weapons, but they're not going to save the weapons together. That's kind of an interesting note to take. And Devil just barely missing. Oh, he misses the jump. He's going to take, he'll probably try again. And they'll join up here inside of the B bomb site. And you're going to see an attack happen here by Kansas State. They want to get these weapons out of their hands. They've got tons of money to play with. And so over in the back bench, there's one inside of apartments, and Nice Guy holding these angles. And he peeks wide, and they both lose their weapons. 5-0 now. That was going to be a tough one to save those weapons that early. So, but they end up Kansas State winning another one. And they got pretty good control over this game already.
Both going down in that last second. And Corey, to your point, as you said, something interesting to note is that they weren't saving the guns together. Perhaps could have set up a crossfire, saved at least one gun in their hands. As now we're seeing them with the Deagles
here you go.
Going down mid. So Knack's going to find the first contact. He's going to miss, and then he's going to be actually not taken down. That's Rob falling on the flip side.
Yeah, he's basically given up his teammate as well. Knack is in a tough spot. Oh, but he's got a very powerful AWP in hand. And left up now to Cram. Oh man, it turned into a nice rush coming in from an eco rush from UTA, and then they were halted, and then it became a firing range for Kansas State.
Yeah, Knack missing that first shot. He said, all right, let me redo that, as he reclaims the second. And it looks like it's a funny angle. It looked like he was by himself there. Was Cram, and now we see the AWP in his hands. See what he can do from it. He's watching from window. As Kansas State looking to take this round a bit slower. No utility even coming out as of yet.
Yeah, Kansas State has been very definitive in their approach to each round. So we've seen some very solid takes into bomb sites. They have not wavered on any of their callouts. And so this round we'll see them be hyper passive, expecting players to be aggressive. The only downside to these types of tactics is, of course, you give away different types of choke points and create new ones. But UTA has not advanced. They have not gone into different positions. And so now you can see that we're going to start to see some executes happen. Also, you see some grenades that are being utilized from UTA. So we saw, I think that was an incendiary grenade tossed out from one of the team members from UTA. So Bomb has made his way over there towards the A-bomb site with his teammates. And so now we see smokes coming out over the top, a delayed attack right around 40 seconds. And there we go. Now we're going to see the full execute into the bomb site. Sub-Zero Fiend, he's got two players that he's going against that are completely blind, and he loses to the second one. Still pushing into the site. They're going to continue to challenge here, trying to take over the A-bomb site. Not a lot of time to work with here. That's the downside of executing late. 20 seconds left in the round. Now it's going to be left up to Knack. Knack, he's got the op in hand, wins that fight. Now he's going to see if he can pick up another one, but he only has 10 seconds left here in the round to make something happen. And Vader, over the top of the box, finds Knack on top of stairs, and now the score is 6-1 as UTA finding their very first round.
I have to wonder if that they slowed the round at the beginning to see. Well, let's see where UTA is throwing their utility at. Is that perhaps is where they found it? But in some senses, their fast, aggressive plays were working out, and so maybe trying to find that information. We'll see how they use that. As we continue on here, as they put 3 people mid, they find nothing towards window. As we saw last time, they went through connector. They went fast, they hit hard, and they were successful. That was the second round. So obviously, UTA having guns down. Rob able to find a pick there on Nice Kai. That's towards connector. Now Excavate getting picked up towards that A side, and they're going to flood on in as we saw. Oh my goodness, the timing from Cram there is unfortunate, as they are going to collapse on that position shortly.
Yeah, Cram was smart about it. He actually got himself out of there quickly, and he's going to join up with Vader right now as they're going to try to save these weapons inside of the B bomb site.
Who and Devil is
Yeah, there they go.
already.
Yeah, there they went into the apartments. So we're going to see a conflict already. And they're actually hearing, Devil's got full audio that they're inside of apartments. And so it looks like probably Cram is going to have a better angle here. And Devil's got him held down now. He sees the shoulder. And so now he knows where both of them are located at. They're 100% sure of where they're located at now. And so they can question this, how they want to play it. They do have a molly in the hands of Mild and Pure Penguins. And so Rob is going to make the call out, letting them know that there is one player that's here. And all the spray through the wood. Oh, my goodness, almost takes him out. He now spots another one. Oh, goodness, this is actually ending very miserably. And there's the fire. It's in there, and it does. Pure Penguin picks it up. And they take away both of those weapons, and the bomb explodes over there inside of the A-bomb site, but the round ends in eliminations for Kansas State.
You know what they say, Corey. If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen, as he burns alive in that exact position. And that spells out round number 7 on the board for Kansas State. 7-1, as it's down to pistols and 3 HE grenades. Those went over to a ramp. There was no one to find him there. And Mild might be finding himself a shooting range as he finds one, does not find himself a second, as they will continue barging in to get that AK. And as they run back, Knack is picking them off like flies, as he's already pushed out from Palace.
Yeah, Knack's got an angle here, and they're going to continue to challenge him in the exact same position. And now it's left up to Cram.
He's got the AK, so okay, he could have found one there, wasn't able to find the shot, was getting pressured. It is a hard shot to get when you know there's so many players around you. Cram's come alive here with the AWP, leading the server with 13. Pure Penguin sitting not too far behind on 10 kills. It's a great start out of these players, and once again, Corey, we're seeing these fast takes being ever so successful for the side of Kansas State, even though that time it was UTA running at them with pistols. Able to hold it down confidently is Kansas State. And now it looks like they're going for that slower hit like we saw last time, where actually 2 players making some noise towards that B bomb site and quickly going to the underpass. Ooh, and we're seeing a quick rotation here actually coming out for every single player on the A site. One player going towards Connector, the other player going towards Market. There's no one on the A bomb site, and that's going to leave it completely revealed. Sub-Zero's going to turn himself around. He says, guys, we left this completely revealed, as Rob's getting taken down towards the site, and they still have 3 players on that B site. Sub-Zero's going to have to hold down the fort. He's going to hear the shots, and he's going to get found through the smoke, as that is a free bomb plant from an over-rotation on the side of UTA. There is Cram trying to poke out there from Ticket or towards DC. He's going to be found by Knack, and who else? Sitting on 14, as we see an exchange going down towards Ticket, and that is going to be Mild. He's going to win that one. It's left to Nice Kai, and he knows the AWP is in Palace, and that is going to be the exact gun to find him as we pick up a 15th kill in the hands of Knack and a number 9 on the board for Kansas State. 9-1 in their favor for their T side here on Mirage.
Yeah, if you're UTA right now is just they're being outgunned. Knack has got he's having a really good game. He's 15-2 at this point. And we're seeing the same default setup. We were talking about it. Well, why aren't Kansas State actually executing the same way that they did before? Another call out could be the fact that you don't want to show all of your cards to a team that you're currently outgunning. And the reason for that is because there's so much more Counter-Strike to play for these guys in this tournament. They don't necessarily showcase what they've got on Mirage, and so they're just winning gunfights now. They can go full pug style at this point.
And that's what it looks like they're doing. They're just making their way in. Rob's already found 2 this round. Bomb's going down towards that A side. There actually is a flank coming from Cram. He's going to come from a ramp. Vader's trying to fight his way back in, but he will have to try again in that round number 12, as Cram's actually going to find an empty bomb site. He does not have a kit, however, so the Ninja Defuse would be a dream, as Knack and Cram going to bump into each other, and Cram comes out on top. So now they know that he's here. He finds 3 players, not able to find anything more. Could have played that a little bit more patiently, but that's going to be a round number 10 on the board for Kansas State.
That's looking at that AWP that Knack has right now. Actually has a lot of history on it. Has a lot of big-time oppers. I saw Kenny S was on it. I saw Fallen was on it. 2 stickers. I was trying to see who the third one was. I couldn't see it.
Looks like a Luminosity sticker.
Let's see if we can hop onto a Knack. See if we might be able to see his. But of course, he's probably scoped in. we'll see it later, I guess.
Hey, there we are.
There it is. Nice Kai does find one. Again, this was my request, so Nice Kai found one inside of the A-bomb site. And now they're pushing here towards the B-bomb site. Deagles are out, though. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. The Deagle's just always so much fun. That was a ridiculous flick. And that's the smoke for you. That almost actually looked intended.
It just perfectly went in between all those cardboard
I don't
boxes.
know. It looked intended. I don't think it was. It still works out. It still does the same thing. It bloomed the window. The only challenge is it bloomed the window where he is at. My assumption he's trying to smoke off the market entry from the CT side. That's funny. There you go, Knack. Goodness, he's got 17 kills now.
Let's see if he pulls out that weapon. See, he's got his knife out. I don't think he's gonna pull it out. He's just baiting us at this point, Corey. I think he knows what's up.
We'll find out.
He has to pull it out sooner or later, right?
Yeah,
I guess he doesn't have to, but I'm sure he will. There it is. Oh.
Yep. My eyes do not work that fast.
Neither do mine, unfortunately. It was definitely a Fallen and Luminosity sticker. Didn't see anything other than that. What was the comment you were gonna make with that, Corey?
Oh, just the fact that they're all signature oppers who've made real impacts in their career. So now Cram to start things off. He found one over by Chair, and now the bomb site is open. But they're already set up for a good retake, a 4-on-3 retake. But Cram is taken out by Mild over on Catwalk. Oh no, Knack! He pulls his scout out at the wrong time. Oh, there it is. It's Skadoodle. Yep, it is Skadoodle. Yep. So of course it is some 3 top tier oppers in the day, and Devil's just kidding. He's like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm peeking out, and then he takes out Nice Kai. So 12-1 in favor of Kansas State.
They had the bomb planted within 34 seconds on that B site. For a play that was not a rush, that is still very quick. Now we see Knack on 19. Highest amount of kills on the side of UTA. That is 8, and that's the side of Nice Kai. They are once again on pistols as they stack this A site. One player actually is in Palace, and there he goes. Mild now is trying to find exchange, and Nice Kai has found himself a lot of nice shots with that Deagles. Robs now being the aggressor on this A site. He's able to find one. He's able to find 2. Oh, excuse me, that's Devil finding the second. As this A site should be overtaken in just a few moments, as there it is, Vader trying to hunt down the weapon there. Moves us to a round number 15. 13-1 in favor for the side of Kansas State. And boy, this is not quite as competitive as the last match we saw, Corey, but
it is not.
If Kansas State's looking this impressive, oh my goodness, they just bought everything there. They just had
well, last round, so.
I know, I'm just saying, they had a stockpile of guns. I was wondering if they were going to go back, like shoot, just spray, lose all their ammo, and go back, get another gun.
Yeah, basically every weapon that Unk likes to use.
For those not understanding the reference, there's a player from UNT named Unk. Yesterday we saw a Bison, we saw a Negev, we saw a...
Well, his teammate was using a sawed off and an auto, and
yes,
so, and a series of other different.
UNT definitely brought out the whole inventory. That's for sure. They were showcasing CS:GO and all its potential.
Yeah, I was talking with him on Discord earlier today, so I can shout out to Unk on the versatility that he has. Of course, they were talking about the fact how broken the Negev is, but here could be another round as they're trying to win this one. And now Pure Penguin's the last man standing. He's in sandwich, a really tough spot. But can he find his way out? He cannot. And so 13-2 is going to be the score. And oops, I missed one. There we go. Just carry the one.
So it was 6 rounds that then went to 6-1, and then it was 7 straight that resulted in this 13-2, Corey. And now we'll have to see a very impressive T-side out for UTA, and as they all towards their knives towards that B bomb side, I think we know what we're in for already, Corey, is if we see Vader go up this staircase, yep, and that will be a fast B hit. I expect nothing less at this point.
Yeah, that's the expectation. And Mild is going to be the one that's going to be waiting here. Now, They might hit later, and there's a oh,
Oh,
ooh,
disgusting,
no,
Mild.
just not nice.
Oh, that was not Mild. That was spicy. As now they're going to be making their way onto the site. We see Sub-Zero finding his way from apartments as they're starting to come out now. Mild's finding nothing after finding that first shot. That's why he's Mild. It's because he starts high and then cools down towards the end. As we see now, 3 players actually still on that bomb site, and it's left a Knack with 2 HP. Doesn't have a kit. They don't get the bomb down, but they get the round. And that's 3 on the board for UTA, as just as we said they needed to start hot, they do exactly that.
All right, it's a long path to take. It is doable, though.
It is doable. We've seen it before. We saw it on Nuke, and we saw it on Train. Huge comebacks on both of those maps.
Those maps are definitely lend themselves well to have that be like that. Not a map like Mirage. So we'll see, though. It's possible. Anything's possible. But Sub-Zero says, no, it's not. And there's the shutdown, and it's left up to Mild now.
You know, you say that, but it's in a 2v1 situation. They've done a good amount of damage with these pistols. And we saw Mild, all he needs to do is click one head. Okay, all right. That was a nice swing there from Cram, not trying to make it too easy for him, and he finds the kill. That secures round number 4 on the board. For the side of UTA, they take I would say a good amount of damage there. So in looking into this round, we do see that auto shotgun coming out of the hands of Mild. He's going to be playing towards apartments with that, absolutely. And now Knack with the AWP in his hands, and we saw how much of an impact he could do with the T side. Let's see how he's able to do it on the CT side now, as we see UTA making their way towards mid.
Rob is on fire. He got dropped, taken down to 36 HP. The auto, like you said, is in the hands of Mild. He's playing over there towards B. He's not going to have any conflict. So he's going to rotate, get himself into a better position to help out his team. He's, of course, got his teammate. I believe that's Devil. It is. Devil's back there towards bench. He'll provide some support there with him, as Devil actually has an M4. And here comes the jumping MAC-10. Yeah, so Rob loses that fight. Still working here towards the A bomb site. Knack is over by Ticket Booth. He's giving up position now, creeping now. And he sees one through the smoke just on the tail. Oh my goodness, he doesn't realize how close that really was. And here comes the op shots through, and the auto shot, it just needs to tap. And just misses every shot.
Well, Corey, you say it just needs to tap, and he was just a fraction of a second too late for that call out as the player swings, able to take out his teammate, and then exposing his position means number 5 on the board for UTA. So the AWP wasn't enough impact in the hands of Knack, as now they're stuck onto pistols again. UTA starting to mount some momentum for themselves here. And we'll have to see. We haven't seen quite a setup for themselves like we saw on the side of Kansas State. That was a good hit through connector, and we saw a lot of success on the flip side of that. Oh, nice shot there from Nice Guy. Able to just completely remove Knack out of the server.
That's about to happen there. Yep, that was Mild who won it. He's got a second one to worry about as well. And Devil is pushed up. Oh my goodness, they found opening after opening now. Devil looking for another one. He's going to challenge it. He's caused a ton of damage to help out his teammates. They know where Mild was at a moment ago.
Look how deep that flank is inside of Pure
And
Penguins.
Mild has said he's got himself an AK. They did not know that he's going to press up towards Catwalk. And again, Excavate has been dropped to 17 HP. And which, of course, that's perfect for Pure Penguins with his 5.7. And so he's made his way here towards the market. Pure Penguins has picked himself up an AWP. Now he swapped to an AK. Of course, we've been on board with Excavate, and we know that he did not hear that, but we seen that he saw the defuse, heard the defuse, and there's going to be able to finish the round. Pure Penguin basically focused his attention really hard on the apartments, and there's another round coming in for UTA.
3 kills in the round from Excavate. That was an eco, keep in mind, so they only walked away with 1 player. And Excavate, but that's 6 on the board now for UTA. AWP back in the hands of Knack, as we see 3 players coming quickly out of window.
Yeah, this game is flying, though. One of the call-outs I want to make is that We have yet to see a defuse. We've yet to see a bomb explode. It's all been a TDM in this game.
That is true. The few times a bomb did explode is when they were hunting down players.
Yeah.
So there was no slow points at all. There's only been action that we've seen here. Is now it looks like the bomb's rotating on over to that A site.
And,
Very far forward position is Pure Penguin. Oh, he falls off of it actually.
Yep.
Want to expose himself too early. Is now falling back onto the site, being joined by his teammate. Actually goes all the way back to Ticket. Seems like he wants to boost up Knack onto that position, is my assumption. Does not.
All right, so they're going to start heading over here towards the A-bomb site, and Knack gives it up to his teammate Pure Penguins to be on the lookout for. And now they're rotating back towards B. There was no contact, there was no smoke, there's nothing that happened there. And they're rotating back towards B. So Mild is holding here. He's been boosted inside of the site. Here comes the smoke over there towards Market. And he pulls off of the location, so he's going to throw this molly here. It's going to slow them down a little bit. 20 seconds left here in the round. And they're going to have to be able to jump out. They have to go out of the window, which is a hard shot to make after it goes out. And Mild has picked up 2, but Excabit has picked up 2 as well. Bomb is planted. Oh, tries to, but Pure Penguin peeks out as he now picks up the first round here on the CT side.
That was a gutsy swing, but it pays off in the favor of Kansas State. Reason I say that was there's 8 seconds on the board. You know you just got the bomb plant. Here it is again, 22, and he has to win that gun. That was the gunfight for the round. A very important one at that, because you see the money on both sides is not great, as we see a UMP come out onside the UTA with Sub-Zero Fiend, only with a pistol.
Yeah, so trying to look around the edge of that smoke.
That winning that 1v1 might be the pivotal moment of this match. At least to close it out for the favor of Kansas State. I mean, sure, there was 13 rounds in that first half. We could argue those were pivotal as well, as every round is. But in that moment, does kill the momentum out of the hands of UTAs. Now Pure Penguin finding himself once again a very aggressive position. Down to Vader, as we saw lots of action on this. There it is, taking a seat in that chair, in fact, sending his back into round number 22, and that is match point here for Kansas State. Last game we saw a 16-9 in favor of UTD, and now we might see an even better score out of the hands of Kansas State. As a reminder, if Kansas State closes this one out, they will meet UTD in the upper bracket finals, and the winner of that will advance into the playoffs, which take place tomorrow, and whoever advances from that position will face off against St. Clair. But Nice Guy's trying to stop them from getting there just so far, finding a nice pick on Sir Penguin. And next, keeping it down with this AWP, as there's one player left into Vader, and he's not going to have it. That is 16-6 in the favor of Kansas State, and boy, that was an absolute lightning match, Corey.
Yep.
It is 1:33, and we began that at like 1. I think that might be the fastest match we've ever seen so far in this tournament.
It was definitely really fast. I mean, one of the things that I was calling out as well is that we did not see a defuse. We did not see a bomb explode. Every single round was a death match. And that's usually results in a very quick game. You don't extend the round with a bomb plant and so forth. So very, very, very fast game coming in here for the matchup between Kansas State and UTA. 16-6 is your final score. So that's going to mean that we're going to see Kansas State now going to be facing off against UTD. Of course, our schedule and things look like this on your brackets. You can see here for Group H. So UTD, of course, won their game 16-9, and we just saw Kansas State 16-6. So that means our next matchup, it is currently scheduled for 2 p.m., which is about a little less than 30 minutes from now. So we'll communicate with the teams. We'll see what they want to do. It is up to them. They have up until 2 o'clock Central Time to decide whether they want to play earlier or not. We'll leave it up to the teams because it's all about them and how they want to handle this. And we need to confirm for both teams. Maybe Kansas State wants this 20 minutes to 25 minutes of break. So we'll stay with that as well. So, John, what are some of your takeaways from this matchup that we just watched?
Great shots out of the hands of Kansas State. The AWP is very strong in the hand of Knack. We saw Pure Penguin being a difference maker as well. So UTD's got a nice bout coming up their way, and I think the battle there might be we might see a good op showdown We haven't quite seen one of those so far this tournament, but we saw very good in the hands of UTD, and we saw very good in the hands of Kansas State. So
Yep.
I'm curious to see what the map pick would be, knowing that they both have a good sniper in both of those hands. So as I say that, it's going to be Overpass just because, that's how this goes. But Overpass from Mirage, as they both sit on 13 in this tournament. But that said, Corey, I think that's going to be a solid match. It seemed like they both played very similar play styles, keeping up the tempo, keeping up the hits, making sure you're always leading your shots, or landing your shots, excuse me. And so I think that's going to be a very good series. I actually think this could be the first time we could see the not number one seed in a bracket moving forward. That said, UTD still very strong, and Kansas State's going to have to put up a good fight.
Yeah, so we'll find out. We are going to be starting that at 2 p.m. Central. I've got confirmation of that. So we'll stand by. We'll wait for the team. We don't like to do a whole lot of filling here on our stream, so we'll basically sit tight. We'll keep you posted on when we're going to be kicking things off. So we'll be back right here from Esports Stadium, Arlington. We've got more Collegiate CS:GO in a bit.